Hey Travis kiddos, it's math time. It's also Tuesday if you're having a hard time keeping track of the days, which I definitely am. I'm sporting my Lava Man gear again, my triathlon I would have been doing this weekend that I had been training for 4 or so months for, keeping my triathlon vibes going. So we're going to review a math skill, finding the missing part, and then we're going to go over the workbook pages and time. We're zipping through this chapter a little bit quickly, but it's an important one, so if you need to come back to it, totally fine. If you don't get to everything this week, don't worry about it at all, but it's good to get some practice with it. So finding the missing part, I'm going to use a number bond to help me, and I'll also show you some other visuals. So if we had the problem 7 plus something equals 15, there are a couple ways that we can figure this out. So using the number bond, remember the whole is bound to the parts. It can be any direction, this way, still a number bond, whole, parts, this way, same thing, parts and whole because they're bound to each other, same thing this way, whole and parts. Right? So it doesn't matter which direction it's facing, you can still use it the same way. So our whole here is 15. When we add the parts together to get the whole. So the whole is 15, and we know one of the parts, which is 7. So in order to find the other part, we can do a few things. We can draw a picture. So I know 7 is one part, so I'm going to draw 7 circles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I know I have to have 15 in all. I'm going to separate them so I can count easier. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have 15 in all, and I know this is the 7. So let me figure out this part is going to be these over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can use objects for this. You can use manipulatives with your hands. Now you know how to access the virtual manipulatives on Think Central. If you need help finding those, they're in the Launchpad video. I'll put that in the description with a time so you can find those virtual manipulatives. So you can draw a picture. You can also use a related fact. So if we didn't know this yet, we'll pretend, erase that out of our memory. So pretend we didn't know it yet. So we know that 15 is the whole. We know 7 is a part. So when we add, we do part plus part equals whole. When we subtract, we start with the whole, and then we subtract a part. So I can do 15 minus 7 equals blank. So I can use that to count backwards. Again, use manipulatives, draw a picture. Maybe I know this fact to figure it out. So I'm going to count back. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So 15 minus 7 is 8. So I know since the other part is 8, because I figured it out here, I know 7 plus 8 equals 15. So that's one way to practice finding the missing part. We'll do some more practice with that another time, but you can go ahead and use the number bond virtual manipulatives on on Think Central through Launchpad. You can also draw a picture. You can use actual objects, totally up to you. Lots of options there, right? But finding that missing part is really important, and it's even preparing you for algebra. So you can tell your parents you're working on algebra already, even in first grade. So time. We are going to focus on time to the hour for right now. So time to the hour means there are no minutes in the hour. So I have my little mini Judy clock here. This is a fantastic tool if you have one or can get your hands on one. The hour hand is red or sometimes orange, depending on the one you have, and the minute hand is blue. And as you move the minute hand, I'm going to move it around, you notice the red hand, the hour hand is moving as well. So you can see exactly the correct time as you move the minute hand, which is really cool. So I'm going to get it all the way up to 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock is both hands on the 12. There are 0 minutes in the hour. And if I were going to write this out, it would look like this. 12 o'clock. This is the digital version. This is the analog version. Okay, digital, like we have on a lot of our clocks these days. Analog, you might see on a watch or on a wall. We definitely have these in the classroom, and we work on both, identifying time both ways. In the classroom, we have worked on that a little bit this year already. So hopefully some of this is already in there. So if I wanted to show 1 o'clock, so it'll be 1 o'clock, 0 minutes in the hour. This is what hour it is. I would show it. I'm going to move my minute hand here. So 1 o'clock is the hour, the red hand. It's shorter, so confusing because an hour is longer than a minute, but the minute hand is longer than the hour. So the hour hand is on the 1 and the minute hand is on the 12. So remember, the 12 o'clock had both hands on the 12. 1 o'clock, the minute hand stays on the 12 because that's 0 minutes in the hour. And then the hour hand moves to the 1. So again, the hour hand is the shorter one. The minute hand is the longer one. So let's see, 2 o'clock. There we go. The hour hand is on the 2. The minute hand is on the 12. So that will look like this. 2 o'clock. Digital, analog. So you can practice looking at time there. Again, there is the time virtual manipulative in Think Central. So really great, you can practice with that. Has a little clock, it shows it analog and digital. In your math workbook, if you have these pages, you're gonna work on practice 2, telling time to the hour. And that goes from page 113, matching the clock to the words. So it has o'clock, the words. And o'clock means 0 minutes in the hour. The minute hand is up at the 12, or it's 00 on the digital clock. So match these analog clocks to the words, number and words, the something o'clock. You can draw lines to match. You also have kind of little stories here. So you'll look at the analog clock and it says, she brushes her teeth at blank. And you'll write the words o'clock with the hour. So 7 is the hour hand and the minute hand is up at the 12. It's hard to tell exactly in these books which one's the hour hand and which one's the minute hand, but just know this whole lesson is on to the hour. So whichever one's at the 12, that's going to be the minute hand. So you're going to focus more on the one that's not on the 12, the shorter hand. So you're going to see what each person is doing at what time. So you're going to fill in the words, or the number and the words o'clock. If you want to also show it digitally with the number, the colon, and the 2 zeros, you are welcome to do that as well. Okay, so this keeps going. I'm trying to turn the page to this. So you are going to color the faces. So this is the clock face. Color it if it shows the correct time where it matches straight across. So this one, 3 o'clock. That is 3 o'clock. So you could color that face. So you could use a crayon, a marker, a colored pencil, or a regular pencil, whatever you have. 9 o'clock. Where's that hour hand there? Is it on the 9? Definitely not. So you would not color this one because it is not showing 9 o'clock. It's showing 6 o'clock. So here, again, you're going to match, but this time it's doing the digital to the analog, not words. Okay, same skill though. And on the back, you get to write the time in analog and with the words shown from the digital and the words shown from the analog time there. So again, you can do these pages. You can practice in using the virtual manipulatives, and you can also check out the textbook pages in the student edition on Launchpad through Think Central, also shown in that video, the Launchpad must do, may do video. So have fun with this, best of luck, and happy learning!